The first two things that your doctor will tell you after giving you your diagnosis of prediabetes or type 2 diabetes is that you should lose weight and exercise. Then the doctor will prescribe an oral drug like metformin, or if it is bad enough, insulin shots. Stop the insanity. I must have tried all kinds of diets for the last 20 years. All I did was lose a few pounds and then I would gain back those pounds and more. As for exercise, well, for years I had back problems and knee problems. And every time I tried an exercise program, I would end up in harsh pain and then quit again. That's how I got to be 333 pounds with plenty of aches and pains. There is hope, however. I stumbled across the Keto diet on YouTube about the same time that I hit 330 pounds. Soon after, my doctor told me that I needed to start taking insulin shots to control my blood sugar because the oral medication of metformin was incapable of managing my diabetes anymore. Yes, I was truly morbidly obese. Did I mention that I hate needles and getting stuck? Initially, way back when I was first diagnosed, I was supposed to track my blood sugar on a daily basis as a form of diabetes management. That meant that I was supposed to prick my fingertips in order to get a drop of blood to measure. Are you kidding me? Stick my own fingertip with a needle? It was my worst nightmare. I quickly gave up on this method of tracking my blood sugar. Please stay to the end of this video where I'll explain how I overcame the problem of a painful little prick. In case you are wondering, I have a chart that explains what normal blood sugar levels look like, and also prediabetes, as well as type 2 diabetes. So I started following the keto diet as strictly as I could. My wife helped me by trying out the recipes we found on YouTube. We bought the suggested foods, and I tried really hard to give up all forms of sugar and most carbs. And it worked at first. I lost weight and my A1C number came down eventually. I thought about checking my ketones, but that involved a finger stick as well. I will leave a link below if you wish to check your ketones. There's a Dr. Boz who goes very deep into ketones and what they are, how they work, what levels you should try and look for, and all that. My blood pressure improved to the point that I no longer needed my high blood pressure medications. I had a serious case of sleep apnea, which also disappeared after losing 50 pounds. Unfortunately, I still was not exercising. I did hit a few plateaus along the way, but as I showed in the last video, I had eventually overcome them, and now I'm back on track. In the last 4 weeks, I've lost over 20 pounds. I eat about 80% keto on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. I fast 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Again, check my previous video for details. Unfortunately, I still have neuropathy in my feet. As for the evil little prick for blood sugar monitoring, I found a much better way to obtain a blood sample. It's called the Gentile Lancing device, and I don't have to prick my fingertips, although I could. Be sure to check in the description below for links to the Gentile website for more info about the device. I generally stick myself above my kneecap, but I have also used my arm in several different places. I've even gotten to the point that I often stick myself 10 times a day. Why do I stick myself so often if I don't even use insulin? First off, 8 out of 10 times it doesn't hurt. Did you hear what I just said? It doesn't hurt. Second, I found that in order to understand how certain foods affect my blood glucose or blood sugar and the accompanying spikes that occur, I need to check my glucose reading every half hour after eating something. Sometimes it takes up to 2 hours to hit the peak and either plateau or start coming back to normal. This way I can determine if I should eat this particular item again or scratch it off my list of acceptable foods. For example, I ate a chicken salad sandwich on wheat bread from Arby's. Sounds nutritious, doesn't it? It was delicious. I tested my blood sugar before eating, as well as half hour, 1 hour, and 1.5 hours after I ate the sandwich. At 1.5 hours after I ate the sandwich, my blood sugar spiked at 180 milligrams per deciliter. For a normal person, it should not read over 140. It was quickly stricken from my list of foods that are okay for me to eat. Let me say something about this table. It's a good baseline to work off of, but I feel it is lacking. By tracking my blood glucose every half hour, I find that my blood sugar number may spike earlier than the 1 hour readings. Some spikes occur even later and last longer. As a type 2 diabetic, lower spikes that return to normal quicker are better for me in the long run. In other words, my A1C number is affected by my daily spikes and levels. In order to reverse the type 2 symptoms and outcomes like high blood pressure, heart attack, loss of limbs and eyesight, and hopefully my neuropathy, I need my blood glucose numbers to return to the normal ranges and do it quickly after eating with smaller spikes. I'm trying to step up my exercise now and coupled with the 3 days a week fasting, hope to continue losing weight and dropping my A1C. Watch for my next video for some exciting news about blood glucose or sugar monitoring at home. Spoiler alert, no more multiple pricks.